guys, it's Courtney. Welcome back. Today I wanted to do a little bit different type of video than what I've done before, but something that I've been obsessed with lately, and that's Instagram and Instagram themes. And right now I'm having a giveaway for a $100 Visa gift card running until May 30th. All you have to do to enter is be subscribed to this channel, and if you want an extra entry, you could go on over and follow me on Instagram, which I think is pretty fitting for this video. Anyways, I'm going to get into some general tips and then kind of how I do my theme and how you could do yours to make your theme look very cohesive. So I hope you guys enjoy this video, and let's get started. First and foremost, what took me the longest to do was figure out and decide what you like. You could pull inspiration from your favorite Instagram accounts, see what you like about them and what you don't like, and what your own personal interests are, and kind of like your ability to what kind of photos you could take. So I'll get into that in a second. But this could be, what colors do you like? For me personally, I love an all white theme, but I know that's not realistic for me. So more of like a neutral toned whites, grays, blacks, unsaturated stuff is kind of more of what I like. Also kind of narrow in your interest and what you're going to be posting about. So is it travel? Is it fashion? I like to keep mine kind of like travel and fashion. Not even so much lifestyle, but mostly fashion and travel. Those really interest me. I love following those types of accounts on Instagram. Maybe you like food, so you want to keep with a mostly food theme, or maybe you like the beach or the water or being outside. You could do kind of like a lifestyle all-inclusive thing. Personally, I always find finding a niche is like really gonna pull in a lot of followers. If you're posting a lot of stuff that they know they like to see, then they'll follow you. But yeah, you could kind of just do whatever your interests are. Maybe you have a lot of art you like to share, so you could do like an art account sharing your art, your drawings. It could literally be anything, but kind of narrow in your interests instead of just like posting a little bit of everything. Once you do that, you also want to see what type of pictures you like and how are you going to be able to take these pictures. Me, for example, I do a lot of selfies in the mirror for my outfits. If I'm traveling, I know I always usually have a travel companion with me, so they can help me take pictures, which is great for my traveling pictures. But on a day-to-day, I don't have someone to really take pictures for me. So it's either me using a self-timer remote with my camera, or using my phone or some kind of selfie like that. So that's what I tend to do for my photos. If you have maybe your husband, your boyfriend, your friend, whoever, you have a roommate, maybe they're home more often and they're able to help you and they don't mind helping you, which I find is a big deal. Like Andy will help me take my photos, but he doesn't enjoy it. He doesn't really like it. So I try to ask him kind of to help as little as possible. Whereas if I was helping him every day, it would really get kind of old and tiring. So kind of figure out what type of pictures you're going to be capable of taking. What I find works really well for making your theme look very cohesive and very like organized and well put together is to alternate your photos. So you could do this in a variety of different ways. One way is to alternate the style of photos that you're posting. So what I like to do, for example, is maybe I'll post like a traveling photo if I have some saved up on my phone, and then the next picture I'll take a fashion picture in like my mirror. And then if I'm taking a lot of mirror pictures, you're still able to kind of change up the style. So what I do sometimes, one time I'll take a single shot, one time I'll do like a little collage of two pictures. That way it kind of breaks it up and gives it a little dimension. You could do a little bit of different pose. You could style an outfit two different ways, like I did with this hairstyle picture, and then ask you guys like, what hairstyle do you like better? So I do that. For example, if I just posted like 10 of these straight up mirror pictures in a row, it wouldn't look as well. It wouldn't flow as nicely. It would just look very just boring and cut and dry and just not very different. Another example of like switching up the style of your pictures would to be, I'm gonna say you're a lifestyle Instagrammer. So basically for one picture, you can maybe do a flat lay of whatever you have on a cool table or whatever. The next one can be a selfie or just a photo someone took of you. And then the next picture could be your food or just something. And you want to keep different distances for each picture. So that kind of goes hand in hand with the last thing I talked about. So if we go back to my trip in Miami, you'll see I'll have one picture where I'm standing up close, then the next picture I'll be sitting down on something, and then the next picture I might be standing up further away, and I just kind of like to change up the distance and see which ones look best next to each other. So those are my biggest tips to kind of keep your theme flowing. Now I'm going to show you how I personally edit my theme and kind of keep it a neutral toned and how I make it work for all different types of pictures. The very first thing I do with my pictures before I edit them, especially fashion pictures, is brighten up all the whites. And to do this, I go into Facetune and I'll use the whitening tool and just make everything that's white as possible. I'll just keep drawing over it. I erase any pieces if it gets on my skin and makes my skin look gray or something weird. What kind of sucks is when I take my fashion pictures in my apartment, my walls are actually like a light neutral beige color. They're not white. I don't have any white walls. I'm kind of playing around with maybe using just like my white backdrop to take pictures on. I'm not really sure, but I wish I had some white blank walls, but I don't. So I kind of make it work. The walls kind of turn out like a light white / gray, but it's better than the brown tone. I like whites and grays better. So I'll just go over my walls with the whitening tool and it makes them look a completely different color than what they normally are. Anyways, I whiten everything up. I do this if it's a traveling picture and there's a lot of white, I'm standing in front of a white wall, or there's some kind of, ooh, the thunder. It's been storming nonstop here. So even if it's a traveling picture, I'll go in and kind of whiten the whites, and that's all I really use Facetune for, so I'll go ahead and save my picture after that. So that's pretty standard for all my pictures, and then depending on what type of picture it is, depends on what I do next. So I have two different things I do, and I'll share those with you. If it's a fashion picture, like I said, against a wall or something like that, what I'll do is I'll import it into Lightroom. I'm pretty sure you could get Lightroom for free on your phone. So I just use the Lightroom app. I also have it on my computer, but I just use the app for my Instagram pictures. And what I'll do with my fashion pictures is make very minor adjustments. I might up the white colors. I might up the brightness a little bit, depending how the lighting is in my apartment, because again, between the beige walls and the lighting in my apartment is terrible. It's pretty hard to work with. So I do make some adjustments there. Might turn up the contrast a little bit, but since they are fashion pictures, I don't like to change the colors. That way you could see like what the outfits look like true to color. That is basically how I do my fashion pictures, and then I am done. I save it and that's it. For my traveling pictures and ones with more scenic backgrounds, whether I'm at the beach or, you know, in front of a cool building or whatever, it's a little bit harder because with my fashion pictures, they're already pretty much neutral colored, easy to go. Sometimes when you're out and about for travel pictures, things might be too saturated for my theme. So if that's the case, what I do is I go into Lightroom first, and here I'll use the color adjustments. So for example, this graduation picture, I wanted to share it, but the grass was just very, very green. And if anything, I like having more neutral / blue tones in my pictures. Greens and orange, not really my thing. So what I did was go under the color options, select green, and you could turn down the saturation for greens only, which is really cool and why I like using Lightroom for that. So that's what I did for that. I kind of turned down the green, and you could kind of turn down like the oranges and just get rid of like the mulch color, get rid of the grass color, and make it a lot more neutral tone. So if any colors are too bright, that's what I like to do. Again, I might make some minor adjustments to like the contrast or the brightness or anything like that for the travel pictures just to kind of see what looks best. But the biggest thing I do for travel pictures in Lightroom is to just adjust the saturation. Now, a step I use for my traveling pictures and any pictures that aren't fashion related to keep a more of a neutral theme, I will take them into VSCO Cam after I mess with them in Facetune with the whiteness and then Lightroom with the saturations. I'll take them into VSCO Cam. And the filter that I like best is HB1 because it kind of gives it like a whitewash, more neutral colored theme. So if I'm at the beach, it's going to bring down the blues a little bit. It's going to make everything brighter and white and the darks darker. So I kind of really like the way it looks. It looks good on most pictures. That's the biggest thing if you're trying to find a filter that you like is to go into VSCO Cam, find one that works well for either selfies. I like to play around with them and see which filter works best for all my photos. So whether I'm taking a selfie, whether it's outside, whether it's inside, I want to find a filter that looks good on all of them. So I found HB1. You could find whatever one suits your theme or color palette. And so I use HB1 for my traveling and outdoor picture, and it makes it look more cohesive with my fashion pictures. The very last thing I do is I have the Snug app. I used to use VSCO Cam for this to see how all my Instagram pictures look next to each other and kind of arrange them. But ever since VSCO did the update, you can't do it anymore. So I found the Snug app. I think I paid $1 for this. You can make just like a hidden Instagram account where you kind of organize it, but I like this one because you don't have to keep re-uploading them. You could just click and move them. So this is the biggest step, which I think makes your theme look the best, and it goes back to my earlier tips, seeing which ones look best next to each other. But I hope you guys found this video helpful, and if you missed my last videos, you could click on over to the side of me as usual, and I will talk to you guys very soon. Hope you have an awesome day, and yeah, bye.